I want to bring forward a good friend, Governor Martin O'Malley. In my time working with him, he has been a tireless champion of the Bay, and many, many wonderful programs and also measures of accountability have been put in place in Maryland during his tenure. He has helped me do a better job as governor of Virginia in these efforts, and I'm very happy to bring him forward. Martin.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ken. Thank you. Thanks very much. Governor Kane, thank you so very, very much, not only for graciously hosting us here today at this beautiful, beautiful spot in our country, this national treasure, this beautiful scenic overlook. You know, somebody came up to me and said, you know, that land across there is Maryland's. I said, that water's Maryland's too. But Governor Kane, I really want to thank you for your leadership and for your courage, and also for your partnership on some of the tough issues that we've tackled together where the health of the Bay is concerned. Today is a better day for the Bay because of your leadership, Governor, and because of the talent that you brought to this big task of pulling people together to say, look, milestones, or rather goals that are set 10 and 20 years from now, are not really helpful goals. What we instead need to do is to empower all of our people to hold one another, as well as their elected leaders, accountable for making progress every day in the very many ways that it will take, so that we can evaluate not 20 years from now, but 2 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, whether or not we're doing the things that we need to do to restore the health of the Bay. And so I want to thank you, Governor Kane, for your friendship, for your leadership, and especially in what we're able to do today because of you. I also want to thank Administrator Jackson and President Obama for the leadership of this Obama administration. It is a new day for the Bay because we have our federal government at the table as partners willing to make investments. Within just 2 weeks after President Obama was sworn into office, Secretary Vilsack came to Maryland and signed a new CREP agreement so that we could actually expand the buffer zones along the streams and get more farmers enrolled in it. So it is a better day for the Bay, but we have a long way to go, and no one can sugarcoat the challenge or the magnitude of the task ahead of us. But I believe that in partnership we can do this together. Our blue crab population beginning to rebound because of Governor Kane's leadership, and our bay grass acreage in Maryland's up 20% from what it was a year ago. Significant numbers of our water quality stations are actually starting to see reductions in reduced nitrogen pollution. And we have also decided to craft a couple of things today. Under Governor Kane's leadership, we decided to craft 2-year milestones so that to allow us to better target and focus, accelerate our efforts on the ground, to measure results, to hold one another accountable, and yes, to recruit more people to the task, to make so that all of us can see that this matters. And it matters not only in my state, but in my county. It matters not only in the Bay, it matters in my particular creek or stream or river. That's what this is about, all of us taking action where we live in this beautiful watershed. We also decided today that to ask the National Academy of Sciences to conduct an independent evaluation of each state's efforts and track record so that we have an independent arbiter calling the balls and strikes as to the efforts that we're making and the strides that we're taking. Let me update you briefly on what we're doing in Maryland. Using our Baystat initiative to guide our efforts, we have set a 2-year plan to double our cover crop program, to expand our efforts to establish forested buffers and wetlands on both public and private lands, primarily through that Conservation Reserve Easement Program that Secretary Vilsack helped us execute with the Obama administration, to improve stormwater management practices on over 90,000 acres within the next 2 years, and to upgrade 3,000 septic systems, to upgrade several sewage treatment plants, to enhance nutrient removal, and to reduce nitrogen deposition from our power plants through measures required by our own Healthy Air Act. So in Maryland, it is our best collective science and judgment that these efforts will result in a nitrogen reduction of 3.75 million pounds and 193,000 pounds of phosphorus over the next 2.5 years. We have also laid out sort of the Plan B backup if, as we head into this 2-year period, we see that some things are not yielding the effect that we had hoped they would, there are contingency plans that every state has laid out. That's something that we've never done before either. And with these goals, it is our hope that we will reach these goals by no later than 2025, and it is our hope in Maryland that we might reach them by 2020. And that is our goal, to continue on to head to that stretch goal of 2020. Yesterday, as part of our efforts ongoing, a group of us in Maryland went out on the Bush River with some of Maryland's environmental scientists and conservationists, as well as members of the media, who are an essential and very, very important part of this entire effort. And the reason we went to the Bush River was this: the health of the Bush River is actually improving. The health of the gunpowder is actually improving, not unlike the health of the James River and the health of the Elizabeth River. In order for us to get to a tipping point where the entire bay is improving, we need to bring every river within this system to a point where each and every river is becoming a little healthier every year rather than sicker and more degraded every year. That's what it's about. It's about the sum total. So we've had a lot of talk today about tipping points. And tipping points won't happen if we continue to do the things that we've been doing in the same manner. They won't happen if we continue to consume land at the rate that we've been consuming it. You know, it's almost as if somebody, we've heard it said so often that if you want to restore your own health, you have to do two things, right? Exercise and diet. And those who try to do just the exercise may find that they don't get a lot worse very quickly, but they don't get a lot better. You have to do the exercise and the diet, and that's what we need to do with this beautiful part of God's creation. We need to increase our exercise in terms of the remediation steps to restore the health, but we also have to change our diet in terms of our consumption of land, our consumption of water, our consumption of the air because of the energy we use. Thank you all very, very much.